I am so late to making this video because the past 2 times I've tried to make it, it freezes up for some reason. And so that's why you have a video releasing at like 6:45 p.m. Eastern time, even though I normally post it like 3. Also, AC's been messing up. Shout out to Eric, the AC man who came and fixed it today. The absolute GOAT. My neighbor came over and complained about his AC as well. Got the man a new client. So he's over there working at his house now. That's what it's like to be a true Southerner, by the way. Won't be long and we'll be like kissing cousins. In all seriousness, we have a new update today and a lot of console fans are going to be really happy to see this. And also a lot of Apex players in general are going to be happy to see some of the changes that are coming in this video. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below if you guys want a chance to win the Horizon Heirloom giveaway and you want to stay up to date all things Apex Legends news related. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into this. First thing I wanted to make mention of here were some audio changes. Now, every time Apex seems to like try to work on the audio here, it feels like what happens is another viral tweet comes out from Imperial How or Sweet Dreams, basically saying the audio has like gotten worse. Now we'll see if that actually happens, or did they really fix it? One of the biggest things that I noticed here in the audio patches though was 2 things specifically. Number one, they said that they fixed issues with some of the server audio dropouts, which is good to see. But then like the primary one that I think a lot of us are going to be most happy about is they said that there were certain movement sounds that seemingly were taking priority over footsteps. So if you've ever been playing and like all of a sudden this Horizon has jumped up on your back and you didn't even hear her, all of a sudden she's climbing up on you, there was no audio on her whatsoever. This seems to be the problem, is that there are certain movement sounds that seemingly take the priority over the footsteps. So that's why that happens. And more often than not, it happens when there's a lot of stuff going on. So when there's movement sounds that could be getting in the way, it's not that it's always a clutter and that's why you didn't hear it. The footsteps are still supposed to have the priority over the clutter. It seems like the clutter itself though has been taking priority, and that has been the problem all along. We'll see if this actually fixes it. Hopefully it really does. Fingers crossed. Also wanted to mention, this is the one I know you console players are going to be pretty happy about. We don't know specifically for sure what's going to happen with cross progression. All we know is that earlier today I was tagged by multiple people, and thank you to Vibes for tagging me in this as well. But AG420 did post that there was brand new code into the game that suggested, maybe not code, maybe files or whatever you want to call this. It looks like normally these things are like RPAC, but I don't even know if these are RPACs honestly. But they say cross progression _ enabled, cross progression _ player card maximum number, and cross progression _ set main profile error block login. So this is pretty neat, and it makes it seem like cross progression is possibly a little closer than what we thought it was, and maybe they're a little bit further along than what we thought they were. Now, there was almost about 500 likes on this at the time of recording this video, and a lot of people had also been wondering and speculating down in the comment section as well. Now, someone did ask specifically, when is this coming? And that's actually Vibes, the person who tagged me in it, and he simply said, I just don't know. So it's not that this is for sure coming, but it obviously leads to a direction that maybe it's a little closer than what we thought. We're also wondering, when is the next gen update going to finally come with 120 FPS? And a lot of backlash has been about that because apparently some people think that PC struggles to get 144 or 120 itself. So why would we think that, you know, consoles can get this? But I do want to remind people, PC versions and console versions are a little bit different. It's not as simple as saying that, you know, this PC doesn't get as much frame, so why do you think an Xbox could when this PC is clearly better than that Xbox? A lot of consoles actually have different settings, and you'll notice if you actually play them, they look different, especially when you're like really high in the drop ship. A lot of the POIs down low are a little blurry. You can't change like any of your video settings, so there's a lot different of the limitations that you have in the console world. So it's really not a good argument. Now, I'm not saying Apex runs smoothly at all. Obviously, Apex still does not get as much FPS as what I think it should, especially when you look at games like Valorant, Fortnite, or whatever, Counter-Strike, right? A lot of these games are super optimized, and you get really, really good FPS on a lot of these games. Apex is a game that, you know, should not be really dropping that much FPS, but because the game is a little wonky, it's not very optimized. Yeah, it does not get that great of frames. But I'm just saying, in general speaking, obviously that's not a really great argument because the versions are a little different. Comment down below if you're excited about cross progression coming. Finally, seems like we're getting there. Now, before we get into some of the heirloom drama and even like the patch notes, nerf, and balance changes drama, I also wanted to mention that Respawn did come out and say, as a heads up to our Nintendo Switch players, which by the way, I played on the Switch for like the first time in a long time last night with my wife. She's actually getting pretty good at it. Going to try to join us on some of our customs. That's totally besides the point. I am on one today. They said that the team is currently working through a potential login issue that may present at the upcoming launch of Dress to Kill event. So please keep an eye out here for additional info as we work through a solution. A lot of people are commenting like, you know, like seriously, is anybody even playing the Nintendo Switch? Personally, I think it's pretty fun. I played it yesterday and I swear the aim assist is turned up way more than console, like normal console. Like I think it might be 0.8 or 1.0. Like it is so strong. Now we also had some news updates coming from Daddy, and I told you guys earlier in the video that I was punished by making a mistake in yesterday's video, so now I have to call iLoot Games Daddy. So Daddy had actually posted that people didn't believe me when I said something big was coming to the map mid-season, and it seems like it's finally happening. So the map updates coming in the middle of the season seems to be a little bit bigger. This was coming from a quote of OTV developers. I guess it's kind of like a Apex little news breaking story that they're going to be releasing sometime soon, and I don't know how I feel about this. It seems like we might be getting the dynamic weather or something. So it says this is an OTV breaking news report. Storm Point is currently experiencing a massive weather event. Officials have been tracking the storm or the storm's path leading up to landfall. So I guess it's kind of like a hurricane or something, hoping for the best and preparing for the worst. But it seems no amount of preparation could help in this matter. The archipelago is seeing multiple horrifying lightning tornadoes as well as record-breaking rain, wind, hail, and quakes. The storm catchers in the region have been downed, leaving the surrounded dependent cities without power until further notice. We're still receiving information on neighboring zones devastated by the storm, with Echo teams already on the move to help the affected area. Stay tuned to OTV as this story develops. So it seems like Storm Point may be getting a natural disaster or hurricane hitting its environment, and a lot of people are wondering in the comments, you know, is this going to be dynamic weather? A lot of people are also saying, please don't be doing this, please don't be doing that. Hopefully nothing changes too much. Some people say they don't want the clutter, the visual clutter, but some people do like the vibes to kind of make it seem like, you know, maybe there's snow or something. I would personally like snow. I like what Fortnite did during like Christmas time where the whole map was snowy. Also wanted to mention some balance changes. Obviously Seer was a legend that I thought on paper, man, I thought for sure was nerfed to the ground. And I even said like some of the comments that were coming out from pro players saying, hey, look, he's still going to be strong. And I was like, there's no way he is still strong. And given it only had 1,600 votes here, but I feel like, you know, considering his following is very competitive oriented, I feel like maybe it is still some information worth noting. Obviously the update's just been recently out, so who knows like what the final say is going to be. But now Zach said, now that Seer has been played, is it too broken to the point where it's stronger than perma tracking wall hacks, or do we consider this a successful rework done by Respawn? So basically people had said, are wall hacks way too OP, so no way, this update was really good for Seer. 42% said that. 57% has said actually he's stronger now than what he was before. This is still a pretty close call, but it seems like Seer was not really gutted or nerfed to the ground, but just really heavily reworked. And like we said in yesterday's video, that makes a lot more sense with the Revenant Reborn potentially coming in the future. Interested to see what you guys had to say on that. Also wanted to mention, just as we wrap the video up, there's a lot of drama coming out of the whole Horizon Heirloom. People are really upset with the animations, and I don't really know if this is like crazy or like noteworthy, but I did want to mention it just as we wrap the video up. The animations are like honestly identical to what the Rampart wrench animations are. Like, of course, not every animation, just some. It just literally holds it in his hands and flips. And some people are like, you know, I want my money back. This is kind of a scam. You know, you could have put some more thought or effort into it. I don't know. Interested to see what you guys had to say about that, though. Also wanted to mention that the Valk Prestige skin has a finisher as well. Pretty happy about this. And I gotta say, that Valk Prestige skin looks sick, and that finisher looks sick. Interested to see what you guys have to say about all the topics in today's video. Make sure to like the video if you guys did enjoy, and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to stay up to date all things Apex Legends news related. And until the next time, I will see you all later, Gators.